This 39 Dunedin News Bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on 39 Dunedin News, a council-owned company attempts to recover thousands after it discovers damage caused by contractors. The future looks rosier for some community groups and charities now that a 15-year debt has been repaid. And we find out why some students have given up part of orientation week to volunteer for a local agency. Good evening, Dunedin. I'm Rebecca Dupree. A council-owned infrastructure company is seeking to recover thousands of dollars in costs after a string of electrical incidents. Delta has reported a series of problems involving contractors from around the city that have caused damage to the electricity network. And staff are calling for businesses to become more safety conscious for the sake of workers and the public.
Sparking a critical discussion. Delta is trying to address a series of recent incidents by electrical network businesses that have caused damage and serious harm around the city.
Some people have been injured. One individual who put a spike through a cable was quite seriously injured. We understand he's recovered. The other implications are with overhead conductors coming down on the ground, there's a real risk to the public. There's also been a number of Aurora consumers that have lost their power for periods of time.
There's been 5 separate incidents in Dunedin and Mosgiel lately, cutting power to nearly 120 residents. Cases involved high voltage cable strikes, downed overhead lines and damaged power poles at the fault of contractors. Now Delta's trying to recover costs from the companies responsible, which could add up to $50,000.
A couple of the underground high voltage cables which have been tripped by diggers, they'll be significant numbers, and we'll be looking at full recovery of those.
The series of faults has sparked Delta to call for more hazard training. It has a safety framework in place for businesses, and there are also general electricity regulations and legal statutes to abide by. But staff say they're not being followed through correctly and more needs to be done.
There's clear protocols already in place. Most of these contractors know this. It's just they need to up their training of their frontline teams. They need to call it. We're here to help them. So if they need additional training or support, we're here to assist. But it's in no one's interest for this to carry on and for there to be more incidents.
The cost recovery comes as Delta is also seeking about $13.3 million, which it invested into a failed Christchurch subdivision. Annabelle Dick, 39. Dunedin News.
A controversial retirement village is being proposed for the former Shield Hill Tavern site. Developers want to make the tavern into a club rooms and build 25 single-bedroom retirement apartments. The site is on the corner of Highcliffe Road and Bone Street. Neighbours oppose the plan, concerned it will shade their sections and create too much noise and traffic. They're also worried about their properties losing value as a result of the construction. Dunedin City Council planners are recommending that resource consent be declined. The case is due to be considered by the Council's Hearings Committee in a couple of weeks. The future of more than a dozen community groups and charities is looking positive with the wiping of a significant debt. A $250,000 mortgage for Dunedin Community House has finally been paid after 15 years, and that means more money can be used for assisting residents.
Celebrating success and a debt-free future. Occupants of Dunedin Community House are acknowledging the end of their mortgage payments, having chipped away at $250,000 over the last 15 years.
It's a great relief because now we will have money available to, when we need to do repairs, that we have the money available instead of having to try and scrimp and save to get it.
There are 18 community organisations occupying the building in Moray Place and more on a waiting list to get in. The house was bought in 1999 and tenants moved in the following year, offering a range of crucial public services.
The late Brian Arnold, who had been on the council and a member of parliament, said the only thing he hadn't fulfilled was to provide a community house for Dunedin. And he asked me to take on the responsibility to make sure that it happened.
It's been a major community effort establishing the facility and paying it off. Building materials were donated by local firms and other organisations provided grants and support. Committee members even cleaned up the previously empty Whakaari Hospital, using it as accommodation to fundraise.
Everybody came together to try and make sure that we achieved Brian's dream.
The unique community house model is being replicated in other towns. Shared facilities and administration allows not-for-profit groups to channel more resources into their services. And with the building owned outright, expansion is a possibility.
Because we have looked at that in the past, but with the mortgage hanging over your head, it's a little bit hard to get into another building or expand this one when you've still got that being paid off.
Mayor Dave Cull says with Dunedin's ageing population and refugee arrivals, there's a growing need for the services offered at Community House. Rosie Mannins, 39 Dunedin News.
Police are stepping up their presence in the student quarter as mayhem ensues during the University of Otago's Orientation Week. Several couches were set alight in Castle Street last night near a party with more than 100 revellers. That led to the arrest of 5 people, adding to the tally of arrests for disorderly behaviour over the past few days. Police have apprehended just over a dozen people since Saturday, although only 2 were university students. Officers are planning to be out in force in North Dunedin again tonight when the annual Toga Party will be held at Forsyth Bar Stadium. A group of new students are out in force, volunteering their time and skills to help others in the community. They're giving up part of their orientation week to help assist a local charitable organisation, and it's a partnership that's benefiting all of those involved.
Using many hands to make light work, several university students from Tauroa College are taking time out of their usual orientation week activities to show their altruistic side. They're sorting supplies and baby clothing for Pregnancy Help Dunedin, much to the delight of local staff.
We've been working with the university and Unicrew for a couple of years now, so we have groups of volunteers coming in periodically, which is fantastic for us. It helps us get a task done with sorting practical support, and it's also a good way for us to connect with university students as well too.
The partnership began last year when the university's volunteer centre contacted Pregnancy Help after seeing a call for assistance on social media. This is the second time students have come in during orientation week, and staff are happy to provide an opportunity for them to do some good.
For us, I mean, it's just so cool actually seeing these fantastic students coming along during orientation week. This is the other side of the really good stuff that goes on during O week, so it's brilliant.
These students aren't the only Tauroa College residents getting out into the community, with another group helping at a local primary school. It's a way for the students to think beyond their own needs.
We're so privileged to be able to go to university, and it's really important that we give back to the community, and Tauroa really, it's an important part of being part of the Tauroa community.
The first year students are also using the volunteer time to bond ahead of their classes beginning next week. Ruby McAndrew, 39 Dunedin News.
Still to come on 39 Dunedin News, we'll find out why women from various cultures now have extra support, and local stories add a personal touch to a national exhibition.
Hello, I'm Dougal Stevenson. Welcome to Museum Diaries, the programme where we delve deeper into the museum vaults. So this week, Greek ceramics, the Otago shag. Yes, we do have one. Early hominid stone tools and what they meant to early civilization and what they mean to us. And you'll love this, Thomas Jeffrey Parker's glycerin stomachs.
We're at Alex Campbell's. We've got far too many shirts. We've got buy one, get one free at the moment on all shirts. Business shirts, short sleeve shirts, you name it. Buy one, get one free. Buy one, get one free. Buy one, get one free. Buy one, get one free.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell menswear, it fits.
Are you looking to add a new dimension to your home? A Christie's glasshouse and shed will add value to your property and increase your gardening pleasure, and can be easily ventilated during the day. A Christie's garden shed is a brilliant addition to your backyard, adding to your storage capacity. The great Kiwi glasshouse and shed come in all shapes and sizes, are manufactured in Dunedin, and come in a range of nature-inspired colour steel colours or metallic zinc aluminum finish. Choose the Kiwi shed that has stood the test of time. Choose Christie.
Grandad loved his family and surfing, in that order. He taught me to surf, and we spent a lot of time in the water together over the years. When he died, I strapped the camera to the nose of his old board and filmed the paddle out at St. Clair. Gillian's played the video on the big screen at his funeral. Grandad would have loved having everyone come out one last surf with him.
Gillian's Funeral Services, helping families celebrate the lives of their loved ones for generations. Gillians.co.nz.
Well, bees are very fascinating creatures, and they constantly confound you about how little we really know about them.
About 4 of every 5 mouthfuls of food you eat have input of bees somewhere in the food chain.
I think they're fascinating. I can't think of a more interesting animal to work with.
Bees are economically the most important insects in the world.
Here's something else to look forward to sinking your teeth into every weekend with the Otago Daily Times, the Weekend Mix, your guide to what's hot in fashion, entertainment, food and more. New weekend magazine in your ODT. Pick up your copy this Saturday.
Welcome back. Agricultural firm PGG Wrightson is posting profit losses as the dairy downturn continues to have an effect. The company reported a 19% drop in its surplus for the last half of 2015. That's almost $4 million less than the profit for the corresponding period in the previous year. Farmers are being more conservative with their spending as a result of falling dairy prices and fears of ongoing drought. PGG Wrightson is expecting full-year earnings to be at the lower end of its forecast range of around $60 million before costs. And on that note, let's take a look at today's financials. The NZX 50 has closed the day up 55 points. It's now at 6,230. The FTSE is down 75 points. And to the exchange rates, the Kiwi dollar is up very slightly against the Australian, but we're down against the other currencies we follow. A new community group has been established in the city's north to cater for women from different cultures. The North East Valley Multicultural Women's Group meets every Friday, and coordinator Afifi Harris is here to tell us more. Good evening.
Good evening.
Now, why did this group form?
I decided to have this form because it's Opaho, Pine Hill in North East Valley. I find it isolated for the women. So to get them together and get together every Friday so they can share their experience in their life in Dunedin. And this is to keep them busy and do things in Dunedin and understand the community.
How many people are involved?
Between 10 and 15, so it depends on the day, Friday, what they're doing. So they come, this is the place to meet.
Can women from other parts of the city join in?
Of course, it's the door open for anybody. People, they come from St. Clair and St. Kilda. So I have people not just from North East Valley.
What kind of things will you be doing?
Well, we do, I invite speakers, and I invite speakers in New Zealand to explain to women how they can fit and what's the custom and the tradition and the Māori. And what we do, I have also organized cooking classes for them. We share from different cuisine from different country.
How can living in the city be a challenge for people from different cultures?
When people, they come and they come to Dunedin, the first things, it's the language, communication, and the culture, and so they fit, how they can fit with the New Zealand culture. This is why I formed this group to come to us.
Are you planning any public events?
Yes, I do have 2 events. One of them, I'm organizing international market to raise fundraising, to raise money for the Syrian refugee, to teach them how to drive in Dunedin, and they will be independent.
What benefits do you think members are getting from the group?
The benefit, I did organize for them computer class free and English class free, so The English we have 11, in the computer we have 7.
What are your plans for the future for the group?
Well, the plan for the future, I'm thinking to have workshop for them, leadership training. So I'll work on that, and what they want, I'll go with that, depend what they need.
Are you working with other local community organisations?
Yes, I do. I work with the Lebanese community in North East Valley project and in New Zealand Federation graduate women at the Otago University.
From the North East Valley Multicultural Women's Group, Coordinator Afifi Harris, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Thank you.
After the break on 39 Dunedin News, we're on the streets to see if you think David Bain should get compensation, and we'll take a look at some of the extracurricular events on offer to students.
Do you want support for your breathing? You are not alone. In New Zealand, over 600,000 people have some form of breathing difficulty, especially with the high pollen season in New Zealand. Puff Plus is an excellent natural product developed to support lung function and breathing difficulties. Puff Plus is so effective, you get a no questions asked, money-back guarantee on the first purchase. Give it a go, you have nothing to lose. Call now, 0800 502 402. Take as directed. If symptoms persist, see your healthcare professional.
Pregnant? Need to talk? 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Pregnancy counselling services are here to help. It's free, it's confidential. Call us now on 0800 773 462.
Don't miss the home show. Lots of great ideas, great prizes, great deals, kitchens, bathrooms, furnishings and lots more. The Edgar Centre Moore FM Arena, 4th, 5th, 6th of March. Adults $10, children free. See you at the home show. For professional, reliable and approachable service where your dream kitchen design can become an affordable reality, contact the team at Kitchens for Less. Call 455 9973 or visit us online.
Bring some more joy into your world by adopting one of our adult animals at SPCA Otago. Call now on 473 8252. Please adopt a pet now, they will love you forever.
The Good All, it's all about our customer care, great food, great coffee, and supported by some awesome staff. We think it's really important that the customers, when they come in here, have a good experience and leave wanting to come back. And I think in a nutshell, that's what the Good All is all about.
Yes, Sunny Chin!
Neck, shoulder, back, sciatica, pain specialists. Innovative tools specifically designed to contour your grooves of depletion and excess muscle buildup.
Sunny Chin, it works.
Pallet fires are growing in popularity in Otago with people who want a clean and efficient form of home heating. The sight of a burning flame without the problems of chopping, stacking and carting wood around is a winner. Pallet fires, so easy, so efficient.
Mosgiel Mowers Plus can help you with products to make your garden maintenance jobs easier. Lawn mowers, ride-ons, chainsaws, line trimmers. Sales and service are our specialty. Mosgiel Mowers Plus. Phone 489 3572 22B Gordon Road, Mosgiel.
Tune in on Thursday for Motorsport Night on Dunedin Television.
We at Alex Campbell's have got far too many shirts. We've got buy one, get one free at the moment on all shirts. Business shirts, short sleeve shirts, you name it. Buy one, get one free. Buy one, get one free. Buy one, get one free. Buy one, get one free.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Welcome back. A bomb threat was made against Logan Park High School today, just weeks after a similar incident. Staff received the threat by telephone around lunchtime, as other schools throughout the country were also targeted. Logan Park didn't have to evacuate students as they were all across the road taking part in an athletics tournament. Police are investigating the local case, as well as threats made to 5 other schools. Last month, a telephone threat against Logan Park was traced to a Dunedin property. That was before classes resumed, so no pupils were on site at the time. A selection of priceless World War I memorabilia is on display in the central city as part of ongoing centenary commemorations. The National Army Museum is touring the items, which date back over 100 years, and several local stories are helping to make the event all the more personal.
Brushing up on military history. The stories of New Zealanders who served in World War I are being told as part of a travelling exhibition. The National Army Museum in Waiouru has put together the display as a way of connecting the public with the multitude of information about the war.
This is part of our centenary program to try and get more of our World War I objects on display. And we realised that being in Waiouru, we're not necessarily a destination, so we thought we would take our objects and stories to the people of New Zealand.
A replica jam tin bomb made from leftover tin and shrapnel is one of McNamara's favourite items in the exhibition, but she says there's something for everybody. The displays within 3 shipping containers are designed to help illustrate some of the stories about those who fought in the Great War.
We had 100,000 New Zealanders serve in World War I, 18,000 died and 41,000 were wounded. So we're talking about Gallipoli when we first turned up there, and then in Sinai and Palestine as well. And then we move around to talk about casualties in the First World War, nurses that served over there, and also talking about the Western Front, so talking about Belgium and France.
One of the museum's aims in staging the exhibition is to encourage the public to engage with their family's military history. A digital database on site allows visitors to find out more information about serving soldiers. At each stop in the tour, the exhibition changes to include a selection of local stories.
At the moment we've got a story here about one of the nurses that served in World War I. She did her study down here in Dunedin, and unfortunately she died on the Marquette ship that was transporting troops and nurses to Gallipoli to the front line.
Several Army staff are also on site during the exhibition's 2-day Dunedin stint, helping provide a more modern perspective on warfare. The travelling display will visit more than 25 locations nationwide before finishing in Nelson next month. Ruby McAndrew, 39, Dunedin News.
The government is still considering whether to grant David Bain compensation for wrongful imprisonment. An independent review of his case has been submitted to Justice Minister Amy Adams, but there's no indication as to when a decision will be made. So our Word on the Street team asked members of the public what they think.
Well, he hasn't been confirmed to be innocent yet, so I don't know, he probably shouldn't get anything until we know for sure that he hasn't done anything wrong. And that's a pretty big case in Dunedin, so sets the standard for everything else as well.
Yes, because he was wrongly imprisoned, and I don't think that's very fair to be spending your time in prison and come out and get nothing for it.
Yeah, I think maybe at least a little bit, because he was in there for a long time. It takes up a long part of your life, and if you're in there for that long, you do deserve something for it if you're acquitted of the crime.
Yes, I do. I think he's been proven innocent enough that he should be compensated. He's been a long time in prison.
Yes, if he's innocent, yes.
I think he should, just because he's been in prison his whole life, so it's sort of taken away everything and he deserves it, I guess.
Yeah, I definitely think he should receive compensation. He didn't, if he wasn't proven guilty and spent all those years in jail, yeah, he should receive compensation for that.
Definitely, like if he was wrongfully accused, then jail took up years of his life. I definitely think he should be compensated for that.
Hundreds of first-year tertiary students have been getting a taste of the extracurricular activities offered at the University of Otago. The annual Clubs and Societies Day was held on campus as part of this week's orientation. It's geared at making life interesting for some of the city's newest residents.
Browsing hobbies and social circles, University of Otago students have been exploring the different options available through the annual Clubs and Societies Day on campus.
So Clubs Day is just an opportunity for the clubs and societies to come out and show themselves to the students. They can sign up and mingle and meet the different clubs on campus.
There are dozens of different groups associated with the university. Many relate to sporting activities, hobbies, religions and cultural collectives.
So we got over 100 clubs here today. We've got something for pretty much everyone, from like rowing to dance to circus acts. You'd be pretty hard pressed not to find something you're interested in.
The annual Clubs and Societies Day is part of the university's orientation week. It's all about exposing new students to the different things they can do in addition to formal study. Rosie Mannins, 39, Dunedin News.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on 39 Dunedin News. Delta is issuing safety warnings and recovering thousands of dollars from contractors who've caused damage to the electricity network. The occupants of Dunedin Community House are celebrating the end of their $250,000 mortgage. And some first-year tertiary students are volunteering their time and skills to assist pregnancy help staff during orientation week. And it's time now to take a look at what's happening in tomorrow's Otago Daily Times, and editor Barry Stewart joins us. Good evening.
Hello Rebecca. Central Otago is wooing a massive film featuring one, possibly two Hollywood A-listers. So the venue is the Highlands Motorsport Park, so watch the space. The Labour Party is hoping to stand a block of candidates in the upcoming Dunedin City Council elections. And Black Caps captain Brendan McCullum was played his last test today. We salute the boy from South D in his final test. Unfortunately, the Black Caps did lose that, so he went out on a losing note. But as the series progressed, that was kind of predictable. Call for stricter guidelines on cycle safety for children. And rugby, the Highlanders have named their team to play Auckland, opening match of the Super Rugby competition on Friday in Auckland. And of course, the Toga Party is on tonight. The students will be all dressing up, and it's a nice day for it, or evening for it. Very warm out there. To be scantily clad in just a sheet? No, just as long as they're warm. That's the main thing. Okay. Have you got your sheet all ready to go? I think I'll pass. Okay. Yeah. Excellent. Yeah. Thank you, Barry. That's tomorrow's ODT, plus a whole lot more. It's time now for local weather.
This weather update is proudly brought to you in association with Silverhorn's Puff Plus.
And here is today's City View. It's taken of a bird on a wire. Oh, there's a song in that. Around the city today at 3 o'clock, quite pleasant. 27 for the central city and 29 for both the Gardens and the Tyree. To the situation, and this mild nor'west flow is here for another day as cold fronts move past the South Island. The airflow will tend cooler southwesterly over the weekend thanks to another anticyclone. To the forecast for some of the main towns on the lower South Island for tomorrow, nor'westers with rain for Invercargill, Gore and Te Anau. Northerly winds for Alexandra with some rain and a high of 18. Northerlies and some rain for Queenstown and Wanaka. Variable winds in Oamaru, the risk of rain there 19 degrees, and cloudy in Twizel with nor'westers and a high of 20. In Dunedin tonight remaining cloudy, tonight's low though 14. Tomorrow outbreaks of rain with northerlies easing and tending light southwesterly, going for a high of 18. And on Friday sunny periods in nor'westers with 24 degrees. To the Otago pallet fires, tidal and fishing information. High tide tomorrow morning is at 6:30. Low tide follows at 1:10. And fishing conditions look good tomorrow afternoon, especially around 3:30. And that's all from the team here at 39 Dunedin News for Wednesday. We'll see you again tomorrow. Good night.
This 39 Dunedin News Bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.